कोई काम नहीं है मेरे पास आज हेलो बोलते हैं
Well,
oh hi oh I didn't realize okay recording
this
starts
is
okay
this is the best introduction to a podcast ever.
yeah hi this is the fourth podcast है ना
Fourth
yes
podcast,
it's
हाँ.
the
Yes.
fourth podcast and welcome to the podcast wow what an introduction
What an introduction.
what an introduction what a wow
What a wow.
यार तो हम दोनों बात कर रहे थे that
प्यार के
how
बारे में.
प्यार के बारे में बात कर रहे थे ओके दैट्स फनी somehow it's funny now अभी मैं बहुत serious थी now it's but it's not people it's not ठीक है so जो so he was talking about how people these days are generally into this fake idea of relationship and everything and I've been listening to him for a long time and this is what I think कि now I say a different मेरे हिसाब से अलग अलग दुनिया का their relationship with love is very different. For example, if you're in a corporate world, okay, that's super fast. Like you have no time to do anything basically. Okay, you're just running, and whenever you get free time, you're in a big cool hotel or something or all that. I don't know, partying somewhere. या फिर जो और lower उस पे positions पे काम कर रहे हैं they get a free time on a Sunday Saturday they prefer sleeping or watching something than anything else. अब वहाँ पे experience of a relationship or love would be very different as compared to people in academia. Okay, where they have time but they don't. They're reading things about even love. Okay, there are I know people who are deconstructing love, and I know people
Wait, what? What?
who don't.
Deconstructing love?
Yeah, like the whole idea of love itself, the romantic love. ठीक
Damn.
है हाँ उसको मतलब कहाँ से originate हुआ how what it has become today and everything and वहाँ पे I think for someone for that community अलग होगा और विद इन एकेडमिया को इकोनॉमिक्स में होगा तो इसका अलग एक्सपीरियंस होगा अंडरस्टैंडिंग अलग होगी लव की सो ये जो आजकल जनरली मतलब जो फेक रिलेशनशिप वाली चीज है क्यों होता है मुझे तो नहीं समझ आता ऑनेस्टली और सही बात है अगर इफ यू लाइक समवन यू लाइक समवन there's no point of playing games around it but ऐसा हो रहा है unfortunately this is happening people just are want a girlfriend or a boyfriend because it'll be cool to have one that's a problem but the whole point is why are people pursuing a relationship that will not eventually be something जिसको बहुत ही no which is very dear to them which is very close to their heart ठीक है why is that even happening uh, that's where I would want to think about कि लोग मतलब मेरे को ऐसा लगता है ना इवन विद इन फेक रिलेशनशिप्स आपको लगता है नहीं कुछ भी मजे लो बट मेरे को ऐसा मेरा ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस है इवन इफ यू आर नॉट सीरियस अबाउट समथिंग बट इवन इफ यू आर हैंगिंग आउट विद इन दैट स्पेस आप तुम सीरियस नहीं हो मेरे को नहीं लगता आप ना इन्वॉल्व हो आप इन्वॉल्व हो जाते हो इमोशनली किसी ना किसी तरह से जस्ट बिकॉज तुम्हारा प्रेमाइस हमेशा से ये था कि सीरियस नहीं होना दैट विल टेक यू आउट ऑफ इट इवेंचुअली और वही है मेरे को अब मुझे ऑनेस्टली नहीं समझ आता कि क्योंकि फॉर मी इफ आई एम विद समवन आई एम विद समवन and I will do and I will fight for it even if things are not working out. That's how I think and वो चीज कैसे डेवलप हुई मुझे नहीं पता.
But then it's kind of like it's very subjective, no? Like that is the type of person you are. So you are the type of person who knows how the importance and value of a good relationship, basically. But and I think like it's a lot to do with effort as well. The effort you put in towards a person or the effort you put into a relationship. But all of this, this the thing is key, if you are being in a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, true. और एक और चीज है कि it's important to understand what relationship is not about. Okay. I think relationships are not meant to fill your time in a day or your life, whatever it is. If it's boring, relationships will not solve it. Always, I think that's something that people need to understand, that the other person is not with you to entertain you all the time. And दूसरी चीज है कि any kind of relationship, either romantic or friendship, or your relationship with your parents, will only work out if you have self control, in a sense that you have worked enough on yourself, then only you can manage any kind of relationship. अगर आप बहुत wrecked हो, ठीक है, then getting into a relationship मजे में will not work out, and eventually it will not go to you. It could be violent or it could be just emotionally hurtful. और सही बात है, आप रिलेशनशिप में क्यों आ रहे हो, इट रियली मैटर्स. जस्ट डोंट गेट इनटू इट क्योंकि आपको लगता है प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएंगी, आप 24 घंटे खुश रहोगे या आपकी लाइफ सुधर जाएगी. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. इट्स अ प्रोसेस, इट्स अ लाइफ टाइम प्रोसेस.
Hmm.
इट्स नॉट लाइक 10 दिन में आप रिलेशनशिप में आए हो. ऑफ कोर्स इनिशियली चीजें अच्छी लगती है, like you're happy, you're going out, you're having fun, you're talking about your childhood with the other person and everything. But eventually information खत्म होने लगेगी about your own life because you have lived a certain years only. And then उसके बाद क्या, उसके बाद तभी चीजें काम करेंगी when you are also learning every day about things that you can share with the other person. And it's not just you learning, it's also the other person receiving it. It can't be just one person handling it all. It just can't work like that. You can be very dedicated, you are very nice, you're learning and you're sharing it with the other person, you're asking for suggestions, everything. But yeah, if the other person is not ready to receive it for any reason, then या तो उस रीजन को समझो या फिर जबरदस्ती खुद को ये मत बेचारा मत बना दो कि यार मैंने तो सब कुछ किया इसके लिए, दिस पर्सन इज सच एन एसोल. डोंट गो टिल दैट बिकॉज मेरे को ये लगता है कि द मोमेंट यू स्टार्ट giving adjective to the other person just because you are very dedicated and the other person is not, आप वहां तक पहुंच गए ना कि ये बंदिया बंदा तो बहुत ही बेकार है, वहां पहुंचना ही नहीं चाहिए बिकॉज देन आपको अपने एफर्ट्स छोटे लगने लगते हैं एंड देन इन द नेक्स्ट रिलेशनशिप में भी और अदरवाइज ऑल्सो तुम फिर उस चीज को बहुत ही उस चीज की वैल्यू करना बंद कर दोगे खुद के एफर्ट्स की. That should never happen. So I think at any point it's important to remember that the other person is not everything, in the sense that keep keep some love for yourself also. You don't have to give it all to your lover or to your parents or to your friends. खुद के लिए भी चीजें रखो because at the end of the day you also you will be sitting in a room or at beach or on a bus stop or something and you're just blank and then what? And then what are you thinking about? You can't be thinking about politics all the time or economics or maths or whatever. Not all of us are genius or something. We are just most of us are defined by the kind of relationships we have with other human beings. So keep some self love, I think. ये मैंने सीखा है कि अगर सेल्फ लव नहीं हुआ ना तो things will eventually fall down with anyone,
but but
even
but,
with
but I
friends.
think I think that like you said, it really depends why are you getting into a relationship. Like for like there's a lot of bullshit in the world, so you need a person whose bullshit you can tolerate and whose bullshit helps you, and and that kind of thing. So why are you getting into a relationship? I think that is the first question people, and even I need to ask myself, like, why are you attracted to this person? Because a lot of human attraction is basically superficial. So, and also the fact that the whole process of this courtship and this dating, uh, this starts, it's basically like people kind of, I think people have this wrong impression of the other person, where they elevate the other person into a certain position, not position, I like, they just elevate their status, and they are impressed by everything the other person does, however small it may be. So I think it's really important not to elevate them, and just to see them for what they are. Like, just see people for what they are, because a lot of times what has happened is, there is a beautiful person who's beautiful from the outside, and then you talk to them, and then you get to know them, and you're like, oh, you're boring as fuck, like you don't have anything to do in your life. You're not focused on self improvement or self development or the self love part. But then this like, I know this person who's the same age as me, and that person has like been in a relationship for, like, one relationship, that person has been for 2 years, and the other relationship, like, that person has been for 5 years. So that means, like, when that person was in their mid teens, kind of that thing, that is when they started being in a relationship. So imagine, so what time are you getting to develop yourself as a person? Absolutely nothing. So let's assume hypothetically that that person was in their first relationship when he or she was 15. So, like, what the fuck, Babs? Like, imagine there is no space for self development, because all of this time where you actually need to develop yourself, you've actually been in a relationship. And I don't know the whole dynamics of their relationship, but I can assume, I can generally assume that, it's just like, it's a lot of, I wouldn't even say fakeness, but it's a lot of just being in a relationship for the sake of relationship, and uh, just not focused on development. But then there are relationships which are like, you find a person, and they're just beautiful on the way they think and the way they approach life. And that person, like, and when you talk to that person, you realize, oh my god, you're just talking to a really really beautiful person who has this whole different perspective about life. And then you start to see, like, fuck, man, like, you're really attracted to them, and then you're like, oh my god, it's like a mutual growth in a relationship, kind of that thing. But I think it all comes down to being it to be subjective. Like, I think if you're looking for hotness, so you'll definitely be attracted towards hotness, you'll be attracted towards the outer beauty. But then if you're looking for, let's say, if you want, I think if you want a stable relationship, then it has to be more than hotness, and the way you look, and the way you dress, and the way you do shit, man. Like, it's a combination of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. Yeah. I know people been in relationships since class ninth or 10th, and they're still together. They're planning to get married now. तो कुछ लोगों के लिए वर्कआउट कर जाती हैं चीजें पता है एंड आई थिंक बीइंग इन अ रिलेशनशिप इज एंड आई थिंक कुछ लोग नेचुरली कुछ लोगों की इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस काफी हाई होती है ठीक है लाइक दे कैन डेवलप इवन आफ्टर बीइंग इन अ रिलेशनशिप I think that's possible for a lot of people because I've known enough to see this that they are in a relationship and they're like very chill. Okay, I know this couple who doesn't talk for like weeks. They're like, ठीक है बात ही तो नहीं की. I still love this person. I still want to be with him or her. वो अपनी दुनिया में है वो कुछ समझने की कोशिश कर रही है सीख रही है. The the point is uh, at the end of the day, if you meet the other person, okay, how they're coming back to you, Okay, even after a certain distance, a certain time, if you need the other person, is that person there or not? Doesn't matter physically hai ya nahi hai or whatever. It could be a call, could just be a postcard or letter. It doesn't matter. It's about how you're making the other person feel in the time of need or otherwise also. Priority does not mean in any way कि आप अपना क्योंकि यार priority in a relationship, never say that this is your priority or this is your priority because it's not an item or something. We're talking about a lot of emotions here. So never ask the other person तेरी priority क्या है. Never, because how is the person supposed to say that? Because right now in this moment, my priority is my studies. ठीक है. I am very confused कि मैं पढ़ाई मतलब like where do I do my MPhil from and cost of schools is nature good for me or not, or if at all I am ready for academic life again. That's always in my head, like, only running around, always on it. So if a person is asking you the priority right now, मैं obviously वो इंसान बोलेगा कि काम है यार priority. That does not in any way mean that it will not respect you or love you anymore. ये छोटी चीजें recognize करना बहुत जरूरी है क्योंकि you're not just made of the other person. ठीक है, you're more than that, and there's nothing wrong about it. ठीक है, uh, because things are changing right now for both the genders, at least like within my family. My mother got married at the age of 21. Okay, she did whatever education. ऐसा कोई adventurous life नहीं था कि घूमने जा रहे कुछ करें. In that space also she got married. She is happy today and everything. For me, things are very different. I'm 23 and I can't even imagine getting married coming 2 3 years because I know there's a lot for me to discover right now. But again, अब इस पे आप रिलेशनशिप को कैसे देखोगे? अपने रोमांटिक रिलेशनशिप को मैटर करता है कि आपको लग रहा है कि किसी के साथ रहने से आपका टाइम वेस्ट हो रहा है, आपकी वजह से रुक रहे हो, कुछ हो रहा है, then leave that relationship. चाहे पुरानी हो, कितनी भी साल नहीं हो, doesn't matter. आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि आप किस सिचुएशन में स्टेबल रह सकते हो. And it's true. Never get into a relationship just because आपको मजे करने हैं या फिर what, like just for the hell of a relationship because it's emotionally very charged. Like बहुत difficult होता है relationship में रहना. Difficult in the sense that not like it's a labor work or something कि आप करना नहीं चाहते आप कर रहे हो, ऐसा नहीं है. Difficult in the sense that it requires a lot of maturity. Because you're a human, में अलग तरह से जाता है. हो सकता है अभी मैं सुबह किसी ऐसे इंसान से मिली जिसने मेरे को बकवास सुना गुस्से में. Now I'm angry, like because I couldn't say anything back to that person who was saying shit to me. And then I go to office, I have a bad day there too. Then I come back home and I'm talking to my, boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. And अब यहाँ पे ऐसा है कि मेरा मूड एक सर्टेन स्टेज पे है. ऑब्वियसली दूसरे बंदे का भी कोई दिन तो गया ही होगा, अच्छा या बुरा. या तो तरीका ये है कि मैं गुस्सा हूँ तो मेरी बात नहीं सुन रहा, fuck off. एक तरीका ये है. That is also okay. ठीक है, you can fight about it, that's fine. But how far are you willing to take it? If you can't recognize that both the people have individual lives where they're dealing with shitty people or good people, and if you can't recognize that for each other, then don't get into a relationship. Like, just don't. And if you want to have fun, just make it clear to the other person. Like if someone gets into a relationship with me and the other person is just doing it for casual, I'll just slap the fuck out of that person. I'll be like, no, I'm not that person. Sorry. दूर रहो मुझसे, हमेशा नहीं होगा. I am a boring person. When I'm free, I sit, I drink tea, I don't talk, I listen to really sad music at times, yeah, or I read. And I don't want to speak in that moment. I want you to sit there and do your shit. Just being you, just being there with me in that, sharing the same room with silence is love for me in that moment, on that day. I'm okay with it. But yes, there are moments when I want to dance and I want to shower and I want to like go around पल पे इधर उधर घूम रहे. I want to do that too. And I want you to be a part of that too. So, है यार, willingness बोलते हैं ना, जो तो बोल रहा है willingness नहीं है. If you don't love the person enough to have that will, then don't do it, because बहुत difficult हो जाते हैं एक point के बाद चीजें.
But then the thing is कि you'll have to, yeah, understanding this whole concept is also very important, because like we are kind of privileged to be talking about this because we acknowledged what a relationship is and what love is, and we thought about love. But people our age don't even think about love or don't even think about relationships. For most of the people I generally see around, and I know kind of like my acquaintances, it's like हाँ यार वो लड़की काफी हॉट है, या अरे वो लड़का काफी हॉट है, या फिर अच्छा पैसा है, या फिर अच्छा वो मुझे अच्छी चीज देता है तो इसलिए रिलेशनशिप है, या ऐसा है, या इट्स काइंड ऑफ वेरी, it's a very it's a very materialistic way of looking at things right now. तो वही है कि not until and unless you get to think about, okay, why do you like this person, that is the most that is the most important question you'll have to ask. Because for a guy, if you like a person because of their ass, dude, I'm sorry, like you're really fucked in life. Same thing goes for a girl. If a girl likes you because of your body or with or if you, like n number of stuff, then you're fucked too, man. Like you just don't realize it right now. But what you cannot do is keep kind of repeating that same patterns. Like when we're young, we all go through certain types of shit. We are all attracted towards certain body types and all of that. But then to realize, okay, if you want to get into a relationship with someone, there has to be a reason. To ask that question to yourself is very important. But then it's the same thing that you'll have to learn. Like you'll have to know what towards what you are attracted. And the thing is that you have to take ownership. You cannot be like, okay, when I'm 20 I'll date a hot girl, when I'm 22 I'll date a hot girl, when I'm 25 I'll date a hot girl, when I'm 27 and I want to get married or something, and then I don't find a hot girl, I shouldn't be like, oh fuck, she's not hot. Like I'm giving a very hypothetical example, but most of the generation of people I know kind of like hotness is just one factor, but it's a lot shitload of other factors. Like you cannot do that, and then you cannot blame your marriage or that person for everything, because dude, wake the fuck up when you were 20 or when you were 22, because you kind of prioritized uh, your whole romantic game towards finding someone who's hot, and now you want to change the parameters. That doesn't work. Like it really doesn't
Yeah,
work.
that doesn't work.
That doesn't work. Like so you need to understand towards what you are attracted, man. Like, and I think like, okay, I mean, it's just the way of life, man. Like you were talking about that safe space and all of that. Like it's the same thing. If you find somebody who understands you, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. But but the main thing is like a lot of people, what they do is those early days of courtship or those early days of dating, people start to play games. People start to like people start to do all sorts of things which kind of elevate their status, and which does not show that they are desperate of getting into a relationship. And I think that is bad, because, and maybe it's also subjective, because for a person like me, I know what I want. I know if I'm attracted towards a certain type of person, and I know this is the person I want to spend my time with. So who you spend your time with is very important, and I don't want to think twice about that or thrice about that. So maybe I'm very much blunt in my approach to some extent. But then it's a fact of like, if you really like someone, if you are attracted towards someone, Why would you want to play games? Just say them. So I think it's like I have this. I was thinking about stuff, and I was like, it's kind of, you have you seen a water bottle, and then there is a cap on top of it. So imagine the boy is the cap and the girl is the bottle. Okay, so if you have a cap, that cap will only fit to one bottle, right? But then you'll have to try, like, if it's completely dark and there are like thousands of bottles like around you and shit, I'm being hypothetical, but just kind of follow me, okay? So there are so many bottles around you and you are trying to fit a cap, you're trying to fit the cap, you're trying to fit the cap. There might be that you'll try for five bottles, and on the sixth one the cap will fit, or you might try for 999 bottles, and on the thousandth time the cap will fit. But then you'll have to try, that is the thing. So you'll have to, it's like you have to try, and then you have to fail, and then you have to try. And I'm only talking about the initial part of dating. I'm not talking about, just trying to uh, when you're into a serious relationship or something. I'm just talking about the initial stages, like when you get to know a person, that type of shit. So you'll have to try to get to know the person, and then you'll have to figure out, are you attracted to that person? Does your cap fit the bottle? That's the question you have to ask. Because honestly, like, there are so many good looking people out there, and if somebody is good looking, there are there are what, million more people good looking than you. So what the fuck, man? Like, dude, come on, So don't get hung over on the superficial, I think.
Hmm. But मेरा मेरा लैपटॉप का बैटरी खत्म हो रहा है, मुझे 2 मिनट दे, पॉज कर रहे हैं।
ठीक है. So what happened was Neha's laptop ran out of battery, and now she's back.
Yeah, I am back.
So I was just talking about this thing, just this water and the water bottle thing. Yeah.
Which was funny. Which was very funny. But then you asked me to follow you up, so like, okay, cool, let's do that. Yeah, ये तो है कि what was I thinking? I forgot. But पता नहीं यार, मेरे को लगता है आजकल romantic love is just too exaggerated to an extent that people expect so much that they prefer not getting into a relationship because they also know ऐसा मुझसे तो हो नहीं पाएगा, फिर वो सामने वाले से थोड़ा एक्सपेक्ट कर लेते विदाउट रियलाइजिंग खुद से नहीं होगा तो सामने वाले से भी नहीं होगा. इट्स नॉट अ मूवी और एनीथिंग. एंड जो भी कुछ भी चीज तभी वर्कआउट करती है when it's mutual at the end of the day, and if you put enough efforts, like, and there's just too many things that can alter the nature of your relationship. It could be that uh, कुछ कुछ भी हो सकता है यार. आई थिंक यू वर्क आउट दैट विद फ्रेंड्स, देन तुम्हें लगता है यार इफ इट्स नॉट वर्किंग आउट विद फ्रेंड्स इसके साथ कैसे करेगा. लाइक, ये ऐसी चीज है ना कि आप हर रोज कुछ ना कुछ किसी ना किसी चीज लेवल पे क्वेश्चन करते रहते हो. एंड हाँ, जितना स्ट्रांग तुम्हारा बॉन्ड होगा वो उस चीज को तभी सर्वाइव कर सकता है. बिकॉज एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग यू आर क्वेश्चनिंग योर एग्जिस्टेंस ऑलमोस्ट एवरी डे, एंड दैट्स हाउ यू लर्न ऑल्सो कि अच्छा ये मैंने आज गलत किया, ये मैं सही कर सकती थी, या यार मेरे को उससे ऐसे बात नहीं करनी चाहिए थी, या उससे मुझसे ऐसे नहीं करना चाहिए था.
But the thing is कि this thing you're talking about, questioning your existence, my I think you are doing that. I think I am doing that. I know some people who are doing that, but not everybody is doing that. Because if everybody was doing that, I don't think there would be asshole-ish or whatever asshole-ish people in the world or something like that, or people being dicks. So I think ये जो this kind of, I won't call it enlightenment, but you self, thinking about yourself, I think it's an art, and it's very important in your life. You have to take out some time and just think what you did, like when you're sleeping or something, when you're just trying to fall asleep. Think about your whole day, think about what you could have done right, what you could have altered, how could have you changed something, you know.
हाँ, ये सब तो करना चाहिए और ये भी सही बात है, इतना इतने हरामी लोग हवा में नहीं बन रहे. I'm very positive about that. There's something wrong. And whatever is wrong with that is at multiple levels. Like you can't point out to one factor कि इस वजह से ये इंसान ऐसा है. Like you can't this thing. Uh, like you can't point out to one thing and say कि इसकी वजह से ये problem है. Not just like you cannot say Facebook की वजह से लोग बिगड़ रहे हैं या Insta की वजह से या कुछ भी यार. It's just multi-level things going wrong at the same time, because even if you're spending 5 hours or 6 hours on the internet, the other time is something that you're spending with people and at your work or someplace. वहाँ पे problems है. And then at the end of the day, economics does hit you, politics does hit you, in whatever form. ठीक है, patriarchy hits you. ठीक है, both men and women. Patriarchy is not a good thing, and both the genders are getting caught in that in some way or the other. The the pressure on men to be the earner, despite an earner in of a certain class. Like it's not like कई लोगों का pressure होता है कि नहीं इतना ही कमाना पड़ेगा तभी लड़की अच्छी मिलेगी वगैरह वगैरह. कुछ लोगों के डे टू डे रियलिटीज है. ठीक है, and the pressure on the women to be women, like taking care of the house. But बहुत से लोग हैं जो इस सिस्टम से बिल्कुल अग्री नहीं करते, so they are fighting their own battles every day. And उसके बाद अगर आप रिलेशनशिप में आते हो तो those struggles come with you, those fights come with you. Either you talk about it or you repress it and be as superficial as possible. ठीक है, or you talk about it and be as open and vulnerable as possible. But सही बात है, vulnerable होना इतना आसान नहीं है जितना बोलना है. और जो assholery वाली बात है वो उन लोगों में है यार जिनके पास इतना privilege है कि वो इतने अंधे हैं कि वो चीजों को देख भी नहीं सकते. So there are people who think that giving 100 rupee note to a beggar is changing the world. It's not changing the world. You're not changing yourself if you're not changing the way you treat people around you. Fuck your 100 rupees, man. Keep it to your ass. Doesn't matter at all. So the asshole is also a result of sheer eliteness and sheer in India जो caste वाला attitude है लोगों में. They're very proud of their caste and their class, their religion. That asshole also comes from that space too, where you're not even respecting the other person for who they are. Okay, you're not respecting the other person for working in a small space. You think वो तो छोटा काम करते हैं, मैं तो बड़ा करता हूँ. I'm the nice person, I'm the bigger person. And there are people who are reinforcing these negative thoughts every day for them. So as long as this reinforcement will keep on happening, the blind people, uh, sorry, not blind, the ones without insight will remain the same. वो insight मिलेगा ही नहीं as long as that absolute assholery is being reinforced every day at every point in life. No, if people are not questioning this simple यार, मतलब इतने दिन से इतनी स्कूल में ही होता है कि इतने सालों से ये डिबेट चली आ रही है कि ऐसा है grades don't define you. ठीक है, but still इस साल भी बोर्ड्स के रिजल्ट आए and the whole media was after those kids who got 99, 98, 100. And then again, the kids who got lesser or something, they were in the background. I'm not asking to give matlab, media coverage to them or something. I'm not asking for media coverage at all. I'm saying that by giving limelight to a certain uh, matlab students will eventually sideline the others. And the whole idea will get reinforced कि ज़्यादा percentage लाना is a good thing. That's what defines you. So चीजें हम बस बोल रहे हैं, we're not acting upon it
But
in a lot of ways.
I mean, the thing that you said makes a lot of sense to me. But then, just thinking from this perspective, I'm just trying to kind of look at things from this perspective is that, see, good grades equals to good university, right? Good university equals to a good, well paying job, right? Right. So,
Uh, yeah,
let's just say, like, I know the path is not so linear, but let's just say, like, our parents think that.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Most of us do that.
yeah, and most of the people who've gone to good universities, they get, let's just like I'm generalizing, but most of them have like good paying jobs or something. Like if somebody's gone to IIT or another good university, they have cool job packages. But I think it all comes down to your financial background, because this thing that if you get good marks, why are our parents so kind of engrossed to the fact that you have to get 90% or something? Because they think, and they are right to some extent, when they think that, okay, when my child will get good marks, he'll get a good college, and a good college means a good payout. So, if there is somebody, like, there are a lot of kids who are really privileged, that they come from a very strong financial background. So, their parents will look at it differently. I don't think there is a lot of pressure on them to be successful in life as much as the people from the, let's say, the middle class or the lower middle class kids have. So the whole dynamics is different. And also, one of the most one of the most strange things is, if you have money, you can just go abroad and study, and you can literally suck here, like you can get a 60 percentile here, and then you can go abroad and get in one of the best colleges. So it's kind of that thing, yeah, ki privilege and all of that. But then that's the thing, this privilege comes, trickling down into everything. If you are privileged, and if you think that your privilege is something which you should be proud of, you're an asshole. And that trickles down to everything, be it in relationships, be it in your job, be it anything. Just so, even if you're in a relationship, you'll there will always be this thing that, मेरे पास तो इतना पैसा है, लेकिन देखो इसके पास इतना पैसा नहीं है। और अच्छा, मेरे पास तो आईफोन एक्स है, इसके पास तो देखो बकवास सा 12,000 या 13,000 का फोन है। या मेरे पास तो देखो जैगुआर है, मेरे पास तो BMW है, और इसके पास तो वो भी नहीं है। सो इफ यू if you and there are people, I know there are people who don't think of life as that, or who are really rich but have left everything and don't have that perspective of life, of their privilege. But I'm just generalizing, because we know 90% of the people who are like really really privileged in this country have to do with a lot of asshole behavior. So that's the same thing. And the thing you said about patriarchy, I think that is very fascinating, and I find it very fascinating because यार ये जो फेमिनिज्म और ये जो जितना भी चल रहा है ना, ये for some of for people living in this country, I think it is kind, मतलब there are good and there are bad, obviously, to everything. But for here, I think there is this grayish area. There is this grayish area where women are able to pick and choose what form of feminism suits them. And I don't think that is the right way to approach it. Like, I know women who will be like, Acha, I believe in feminism and all of that, so I can go around at night, I can party and all of that. Agreed, you can do that. I have no problems with that. If a woman wants to be as free as a man, I think there should be a law which where men and women should be equal. You know, in our country, I mean, whatever. But men and women are equal. But this thing where women do this stuff like, Acha, if I want to marry someone, I'll only marry someone who earns higher than me, or who is living a better life than me. I don't think that is feminism. That you're playing into this gray area of feminism where you are picking and choosing what suits you. That does not work. Like, if you believe in feminism, believe in your individuality as a woman, believe in the fact that you are as capable as a man, and if the man is earning lesser than you, pick that man up. You know, just if you love someone who's earning lesser than you, be in that relationship because you love that person, marry them, but don't just dismiss this fact of of loving someone or being in a relationship with someone if the other person is poor. But there is this lot of grayish area in our nation, man. Like there's just this lot of grayish area where you are able to pick and choose whatever form of feminism suits you. And the whole concept of this thing is really not helping anybody. It's just playing into
No,
your
no.
own stupid mind and doing all of those stupid mistakes that maybe you'll regret later in life. Because what is the point if you marry someone who's earning, let's say, who's earning a good sum, man, like who's earning what, six-figure salary, and who has a nice house and who has everything that money can provide, and you don't love that person, or maybe you love that person, or whatever, man, or maybe you just played into lust of a materialistic thing, and then when you are 30 it's cool, it's very lovey-dovey, it's like those early years of marriage, you're like, dude, this person is built for me, this is the person I'm so happy to be married to him, and all of that bullshit, and I am posting on social media and all of that. But what happens when you're 45? What happens when you once you're 50 and you're like, fuck, man, like maybe, just maybe, I shouldn't have married this person because he isn't the same man, or he isn't the same person who I thought he was. But then a lot of these people are just stuck because they have kids. But the fact that men and women cheat in marriages and in relationships is also due to the fact. Like, if I love someone, why will I cheat over them? Like, why would I want to hurt a person who I love? Like, it makes no sense. And I think we are also influenced by all of these fake and kind of these hipsterish movies, no, like lust stories and all of that bullshit, which keeps on coming off like this very fake idea of feminism in this country, like Bollywood and stuff. Like, it all fucks you up, man. The way you think, don't think like you're in one of those movies. Shit does not work like that.
Okay, I heard you. Now I just have to tell you one thing. Ki feminism, I don't think so anybody understands it or anybody wants to understand it. First of all, I've started believing that. पहले मैं लोगों से I would fight people who would say that feminism is not the way to go ahead. But now I don't, because uh, a lot of people have decided already to disregard it in a certain way because it's not working out for them, and a lot of people don't believe in it, and I think there's no point of fighting them because the way I have learned about it is very different. I know that matlab, lakhs of women, crores of women came to the street for the right to vote, for their rights to a lot of stuff, from right to have the freedom to go out and all, and not letting the men fuck them up because as and how they wanted to, and yeah, they wanted to get out and be a part of the economy and be as independent as men were. That's how it all started, right to vote. And the idea that men and women should be equal, मतलब ये ना चीज naturally आनी चाहिए लोगों में. It shouldn't be something to tell around the world कि औरतों और आदमियों को equal होना चाहिए. I think the moment you start saying that, you've already assumed that औरतें नीचे है. So if you want this to work, you say that men and women are equal. That's it. You don't say they should be equal. They are equal. It's just that the system was designed in a way that the women kept going into the background and background. And the second thing, uh, feminism is not about pleasing someone or making their life better. Feminism is about creating a world of equal opportunities for everyone. I I understand that it started as a movement of women, but right now, uh, and I genuinely believe you're either a feminist or you're not. Simple as. You can't be a feminazi, or you can't be a. If you believe in it, उसके reasons होंगे अपने, उसके don't believe in it, उसके reasons होंगे अपने, and importantly, मैं चीजों को देखती हूँ, मुझे पता है फेमिनिज्म क्यों जरूरी है. फेमिनिज्म बोलो या हक बोलो, सीधा सीधा, ठीक है. वो हक इसलिए जरूरी है क्योंकि जैसे रिसेंटली खबर लहरिया है, ठीक है. इट्स अ यूट्यूब चैनल एंड women from the rural areas they are reporting news, ठीक है, अपने rural areas की. So they call themselves feminists and I think that's beautiful. And uh, the only way to really put this movement in a positive way forward, I think हर individual की responsibility बनती है who can read, who can put efforts to understand it, कि वो चीज़ें फिर से पढ़े, हिस्ट्री पढ़े उठा के और चीज़ों को पढ़े and then put a positive image of feminism, either the men or the women, doesn't matter. I think instead of critiquing it and saying that people are using it for their own good, which is true, and that goes for everything. That goes for everything. Women are also patriarchs, no doubt about it. But I think if you look at it from the point of view कि तुम इस चीज को कैसे आगे बढ़ाना चाहते हो, the only way is to put the positive image of the movement and as much as positive facts about it forward as possible. Because प्रॉब्लम ये है ना कि जैसी चीजें, कोई भी चीज जैसे बहुत लोगों तक पहुंचने लगती है, उसके अलग अलग वर्जन आने ही होते हैं. That's unavoidable. It could be anything. ठीक है. Even look at technology. We are using it for a podcast. There are people who are using it to record someone's private space and putting it on Pornhub. You know, that's just एक चीज के बहुत वर्जन क्रिएट हो सकते हैं, उसके बहुत यूज क्रिएट हो सकते हैं. It's just what you choose to be. It's just what you choose to make of it. And right now, I have personally decided not to fight people who think feminism is just useless or it's something that won't work. Instead, I try to tell people about खबर लहरिया, जैसे मैंने देखो अभी बताया. Yeah, I try to tell people about how I have understood कि what my value is as a person. That how it's okay for me to not get married at this point of time, and how I'm not afraid of going into remote rural places where I might feel insecure. But I want to believe that there are people who will be nice to me, who will take care of me, and the very fact that I will take care of myself. And दूसरी चीज़ है कि I'm willing to fight. I'm willing to fight the things that I was very afraid of. The fact that I got into sexual harassment committee was it's for me it's something that feminism gave me. My experiences gave me that, you know what, लोग तो गलत करेंगे, but what am I doing in this process? How am I engaging with these problems? So I did that. So I think the people who are using it in a wrong way, they don't even understand what feminism is. Again, and that's not feminism, that's just sexism. Even women are doing it. In जो तुम बता रहे हो that women get into a relationship for money and all that. That's just greedy. That's a greedy person. That's the assholery people want to do. That I think ये सारी चीजें समझने के लिए फेमिनिज्म वर्ड ही नहीं आना चाहिए. Just the wrong use. Uh, yeah, man, that's what I think. That these people who are doing it, they're just assholes. And assholes are people who have suffered so much in the past, so much, had a childhood which was सी हर चीज के लिए हमेशा कुछ बुरा हुआ जरूरी नहीं है, but you have to look at it from multiple lenses so that you don't end up hating that person. Because at the end of the day, you want to solve something. That should be the intention. कि आप किसी चीज पे work करना चाहते हो. If this person is after money or something, then I hope कोई हो आसपास जो उससे समझे और समझाने की कोशिश करे. Because, so I remember friends में देखा है तूने रेचल की जो बहन होती है. You haven't watched Friends?
I don't.
Shit. कोई नहीं. So Rachel is like from a big family, ठीक है. She also had this idea that पैसे हैं तो सब कुछ है, ठीक है. She was going to marry a dentist who was very rich and all. She gives up on the marriage, ठीक है, and comes to her childhood friend and says that I left him at the altar because I don't love him. Okay, and then she starts waitressing around, and धीरे धीरे like within 6 or 7 years she's into fashion and all, so she gets into that. But there's a sister of hers who's still in that space कि सब पैसा है सब कुछ है. She ends up marrying a rich man. So I don't know how would you look at this, like is this feminism or what, like
I
it's a
it's
tricky
not
space. So
I don't know. It's more like it's your personal preference, man. Like, what do you want to
sorry.
go after? Like, do you want to? It's like your personal preference of what you want to do. Where do you see your life going and all of that? Like, I personally know people my generation and some people older than me because their parents are rich, they can go travel and they can stay in five-star fancy resorts and all of that shit. I mean, that is okay. That's just what that's okay. I mean, that's not an issue. But wouldn't it be nicer if you earned your own money and then you went to travel? You'll have a different value of money, just a different value of money. फिर ये जो
Yeah.
सारा Instagram पे these fancy resorts you check in at और Facebook पे जो check in वाला, then you'll know कि, oh fuck man, like you'll just be respectful towards everybody because of the fact that those people are also putting in the same hard work as you to earn their keep, to earn the money. So वही है यार कि subjective है बहुत, जो भी है कि मतलब तुम किसके साथ भी यार तुम यू बी इन अ रिलेशनशिप और किसके साथ भी तुम शादी करो या कुछ भी करो तुम, इट्स ऑल सब्जेक्टिव एंड इट इज ऑल लाइक what type of a person are you. Like, you have to ask that question daily. You have to ask that question to yourself, what type of a person you are, who who you are attracting in your life. Like right now I could like I have this very I have a very strange scenario which happens to me on every weekend since the last 1 year. Okay, so just listen this out. And I'm not complaining or anything, or I'm not just saying anything. It's just this two different scenes of life or approaches to life in the same city. And I'm not saying which is bad, which is right, but it's just subjective. This is what you want to do, this is what I want to do, kind of that thing. So every Friday I have a jiu-jitsu class from 7 to 8, 8:30. So I'm in the metro, soaked in my shirt, t-shirt, whatever. Okay, and I'm just sitting there wondering, I'm happy as fuck, I'm smiling, and I'm like, fuck, man, like, what a great session I had today. I did this, okay, I learned something, this is brilliant, this is so good. And I'm so happy, like, this feeling I get, like, fuck, man, like, my life has some meaning, kind of like in a bottom line. And I'm like, I'm dressed like a hobo at that time because I'm like just I'm so tired, so sweaty and all of that. I'm just sitting in the metro, and all of these people, boys, girls, everyone, they're just so fashionable, and they're coming out of the metro and getting in the metro, and all of them, you can make out that all of them are going for a night out and stuff, and all of them are so, you know just two different, and almost all of them are older than me or just my age or something, 25, 26, or just my age. So I'm like, okay, I mean, but It's just, it baffles, not even baffles, I think baffles is the wrong word, but it's kind of strange how you want to spend your time. Do you want to spend your time partying, drunk, where you're causing damage to your liver, and just because of the sake of partying, because your friends think partying is cool? Do you want to do that? Like, want to go to Hoskars, go to a nice club, dance, feel like this is the end of the world, YOLO bullshit and whatnot, get drunk, go to your home and just wake up hangover, and then you can just laze around the weekend. Do the same thing on Saturday night, do the same thing on Sunday night. But is that what your whole life is supposed to be? That is the
No.
thing. Like, it's like, even I am trying to figure it out, because every Friday I have this, like, it's just, dude, what am I and what are they? And I'm not saying that I am right or they are wrong, or they are right or I am wrong. It's just different things. Like, I really want to understand it. Like, why do people why do people party? Because when I was partying and when I was getting high and when I was getting drunk, I was depressed as fuck. I was into this frame where I hated myself, where I was like, fuck the world. I was very angry all the time. I was complaining, why me, why this, why that, why doesn't good shit happen in my life, and all of that. And but I could always go to a club. I could always drink. I could always smoke. I could always make out with a girl. I could always feel happy. I could all do all of those things. But that is fucking, like, that is fucking insane, because that is not what my, your life revolves around. And at that point, my life revolves around that, and that is bad. That is really bad. So I really want to understand: do people go out? Do people party? Because, like, why do people party? I really want to understand. Like, imagine you're living in the 1600s, or like in those early ages, like, what do you call it, the Preolithic ages, or what? Like, might be wrong over here. Imagine, like, on a weekend the whole tribe is going out partying, drinking. Like, can you be so irresponsible? Because at that time, if you drink, a fucking tiger might come and eat your ass off. So just think, man, like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
See, um, I don't find partying or anything wrong at all. I think you don't too either. Uh, but what's the nature of what you're doing? And uh, because I know, so I remember this night where we had a shairi night, okay? And so people from different courses came and they were like sharing their own written shairis and all. And it was a party. Simple. Now, then again, party क्या है? क्यों जा रहे हो? क्या है? एकदम एकदम बस अपना गम उतारने जा रहे हो या कुछ सुपरफिशियल चीजें पाने जा रहे हो प्रॉब्लम बट लाइक it could be a really fun experience if it's done right. Because drinking is not bad, smoking is. मतलब drinking in a moderate dose सही है, सब कुछ सही है यार. It's just that, and also the fact that you understood it because you went through it, right? अब आप वही चीज अभी कोई बच्चा है आप उसको क्या बोल सकते हो कि जो कर रहे गलत है तो आपको पेरेंट्स करते भी है you they tell like it's what you're doing is wrong don't smoke doesn't work like that because that kid is looking around and is looking at people who are doing it and who are having fun and who are happy okay there are people who are very good at studies but they're still doing it so उसके लिए वो चीज वर्कआउट कर रही है drinking and smoking or someone who's good at study or whatever not just studying whatever but to this person it's just imitation nothing more than that so uh, stopping you know यहीं पे यहाँ पे चीजें समझना ज्यादा जरूरी है rather than taking a radical step like you can you can ban alcohol for instance ठीक है or you can ban the whole horse area because you say हमारा youth बिगड़ रहा है ठीक है but the point is बच्चे करें क्या ठीक है they like it right? Like they want to explore things
No, I'm not
let them
saying that. No, no, no.
explore
I'm not saying that कि हमारा youth बिगड़ रहा है. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying कि, see, you can party. I have no problem if you want to get high, if you want to smoke till you die, if you want to drink till you die. I have no issues. Like all good, man, all love and shit. Like I have no problems with that. I don't despise partying. Like even once in a while, I also like to go out, but it's a different point that I don't drink or smoke at now. But then like when I was young, I did that. I did everything. Like when I was young, yes, I did go to clubs, I did go to pubs, but then you have to know when to stop. That is the thing. That is what I
Yeah,
maybe
that
I
is true. I agree with you. And the thing is, वही है यार कि वो तुमको जीने का मीनिंग क्या समझाया जा रहा है ठीक है जिंदगी में लाइक इवन किड्स आर थॉट दैट कि पढ़ लो लिख लो कमा लो एक सर्टेन सोशल स्ट्रक्चर में आ जाओ खुद का घर हो बीवी बच्चे या पति बच्चे इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी हो दैट्स लाइफ they never tell you that how to really live okay because for me living is learning and making choices every single day of your life ठीक है and uh, मतलब हो सकता है I'll regret something or I might end up loving what decision I took ठीक है but then I will have the autonomy and dignity at the end of the day and to reach that point आप बहुत गलतियां करते हो और अनफॉर्चुनेटली कुछ लोग पिस भी जाते हैं सच बात है कई लोग इस प्रोसेस में पिसेंगे जो who are into drinking and smoking they might end up becoming an alcoholic a cheap smoker and again that's not the only way to discover the world that और वही है हमें किसी ना किसी लेवल पे इस चीज को समझने का तरीका ये है कि आप ये समझो कि what adolescents or kids really want ये टाइम ही होता है एक्सप्लोर करने का in all terms sexuality से लेके what they are passionate about what they want to do in life and everything they want to explore it and they want to explore it in a way that's fun that's which is not guarded by morality and all they want to be just like at it मेरे को ये करना है मेरे को ढूंढना है now how do you give that space to kids right आई थिंक वो स्पेस नहीं मिल पाता बच्चों को जहाँ पे वो बेहिचक चीजें कर पाए एंड so and they also come back to the elders or somewhere and say that you know what this went wrong I need your help so अब alternative नहीं है बच्चों के पास like we have so beautiful things in our hands like yoga meditation two things I think अगर ये चीज किसी इंटरवेंशन के थ्रू बच्चों की लाइफ में पहले लाई जा सके I'm sure they'll still go to party and you know make out with someone and all that, but they'll be more responsible towards what they're doing. Okay, I think literature has a way of being a good intervention at this stage. So I don't know. It's just that बच्चों के पास alternative ही नहीं है. I think मुझे ऐसा feel होता है.
नहीं लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से काइंड ऑफ it is also, yeah, when you are young there is this thing like right now. I don't say that we figured out what we want in life or where we are in life. Like I am far from figuring out shit, honestly, but just that I'm just trying to be like I'm just trying to not commit those mistakes which I had done in the past, kind of the thing. So but when you're young, when you're early like 20s, 19, 20, 21, all of those hormones flowing around, all of those things, that rebel nature that everybody has. I was a fucking rebel, and I'm sure you were as well. So everybody is a rebel when they are young, and all of those things. And it's good to explore. It's really good to explore. But then you have to know, okay, like if you drink, okay, but then you have to know if you become an alcoholic, you'll fuck yourself up. If you smoke, okay, but then you have to know if you become a chain smoker, you'll fuck your lungs up. So it's that thing. But I think it's all trial and error to some extent. And maybe I'm talking because I am kind of privileged in this opinion because I did that and I came out of it. So maybe I'm looking of it at a different way. But then drugs and partying and alcohol and different forms of stuff is not going to stop you from hurting, self hurt and all of that. That is not like, if you are self hurt and if you are doing all of that stuff, that is bad. Like you'll fuck yourself even more up. But also I think the thing you were talking about young, kids not having that करे तो करे क्या kind of that thing. सर्कल पे भी बहुत डिपेंड करता है यार, बिकॉज व्हेन आई वाज दैट एज आई वाज रनिंग अराउंड विद अ सर्कल हु वर ऑल अ बंच ऑफ लूजर्स. आई मीन आई शुडंट से दैट सो ब्लंटली, बट दे वर. I mean, I was a loser at that time. I'm still am to a loser to some extent. But just people who were not serious about their lives, people who were just chilling around in life, not being serious about anything, just being bunch of hipsters and bunch of hippies and doing various shitloads of different stuff just to look cool, just to fill up their social media spaces, just to act cool. And I did that. I did everything. But the point is, I learned from my mistakes, because that was a lot of self hurt to myself. Like I was hurting, but I didn't find any way to release it or to hide it. So there was always alcohol. There was always a cigarette. There was always going to a party. All of and but if you think about partying and clubbing, it does not make sense. I mean, like to me right now, it does not make sense. You go to a place which is filled with people. That makes me claustrophobic as fuck. Okay, you go there. There is this sleazy music going around. This old fucking very sleazy music, all this techno bullshit and all of that. And then people are dancing and people are falling all over each other, and you cannot talk. So I mean, I don't know, man. But then for some people, it's a different thing. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just
I'd rather replace the club culture with cafe culture. Like, you can drink there also, but like, you're sitting, you're talking to someone, like, you can drink, you can smoke, whatever your choice is. I don't know, that would be a better space to be in. Yeah, I don't like those lights also. Like blink करते रहते हैं, ऐसा लगता है अंधेरा लाइट, वहीं पे साला क्राइसिस हो जाता है, मैं कौन हूँ मैं तो जाऊँ ना, ठीक है. एंड देन उसके बाद है यार, प्रॉब्लमेटिक जगह तो काफी है. बट मेरा आई थिंक मैं चाहूंगी whatever power I have in future, in whatever terms, whatever agency I'd have, I'd rather create a space for these kids to fall back onto. Okay, because I know kids will commit, like they'd be into things which they shouldn't be in, but that's how people grow. They make sense of what went wrong. Some of them can't do that, और उसके लिए आप उन्हें blame नहीं कर सकते. Instead, you create a space where people can always come back and talk to you. And उसके लिए कोई अलग से अगर हमें लगता है कि हर चीज government करेगी, that's problem. It's a huge problem. And आई थिंक ये स्पेस कहीं ना कहीं पेरेंट्स को क्रिएट करनी पड़ेगी, जो कजिन्स हैं, मतलब हम सबको कलेक्टिवली धीरे धीरे कॉन्वर्सेशन स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा कि बच्चे गलती करते हैं. एक बार सिगरेट हाथ में उठा लिया, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि उसकी जिंदगी बर्बाद है. यू सेट दैट पर्सन डाउन एंड टेल दैट पर्सन दैट इट्स नॉट हेल्दी, and you keep at it even if it takes 2 years or 3 years. It's better that way instead of that person getting killed in the future. You sit down with that person and talk and be as uh, considerate of what's going on with that person as possible. If you're just being this person who says कि अरे ये तो फूकता है, अरे ये तो पीती है, ये तो ऐसे ही है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं हो सकता, then I think those bunch of people, I know these people, like I know parents who are like कि
चला दिया है.
Oh, तो जोसेफ के घर पे कॉल आया था, उसका अमेजोन का ऑर्डर आया था, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दिस पॉडकास्ट गॉट पॉज्ड अगेन. थैंक यू जोसेफ. सो तो हाँ, मेरा पॉइंट बस ये कि in a world that has billions and trillions of people, if we can't have collectives to help each other out, then I'm sorry, you suck big time. You just suck. People are not good if they can't just be with the other. And like it's so easy to say कि ये इंसान अजीब है या खराब है, alcoholic है, smoker. It's so easy to say it. It's just so easy. Like we talked about labeling the last time. Label करना बहुत आसान काम है यार. That's like mental heuristic. You're using it, use it. Amazing. But that's just you being an asshole. Remember that. अगर तुम सच में कुछ चेंज लाना चाहते हो ना, तो पहले बात तो ये चीज छोड़ दो कि किसी को तुम जज कर रहे हो हर 2 मिनट पे. एंड इफ इट इज नॉट इन योर हैंड, to help that person, then leave it. Don't go around publishing it that person is an asshole or is characterless or something. I see it in मतलब स्कूल में बहुत होता था. Girls होती थी. I remember this rumor about a girl कि यार वो तो सबके साथ रहती है, सबके साथ लड़कों के साथ घूमती है and all that. Like, so what's your point? Like, she goes around with boys. What's your point? Answer पता है क्या था? लड़कों के साथ नहीं घूमना चाहिए. I'm like, dude, like you really need to understand life for once. ठीक है. मतलब इतनी छोटी और ऐसा नहीं कि ये आइडिया जिसने मुझे आंसर दिया कि तू लड़कों के साथ घूमती है, वो उसकी भी गलती नहीं है. सिखाया ही वही गया है कि यू नो लड़कियां लड़कों के साथ अब अभी भी even after so much awareness that we're talking about equality of genders, not just men and women, we are moving towards gender fluidity and everything, still the idea persists that the honor and all the honor resides in the woman's body at the end of the day. Family's honor is over the woman's body, woman's life at the end of the day. तो जब तक वो चीज नहीं हटेगी ना, जब तक if you don't start looking at a person as a person, and if you can't help the other person, then fuck you big time. Like you don't deserve anyone's attention or anything. But
Uh,
I'm just perpetuating the cycle of hating someone again. So don't. I'm not saying fuck you, but yeah, you'll see my anger for 5 minutes, but then I'll come around and talk to you in the end. But really, be a collective man. Be
but this,
strong collective.
this thing happened to me. I was deboarding at Rajiv Chowk, and the metro station. You've seen the metro station, right? So the
Yeah.
metro, it's very big. So there was this trans woman who was walking, and everybody was staring at her. And see, if there is somebody from a rural area, I can understand because they might have never seen that a trans lady or something. But educated people, people dress like dress like you know what they dress like, like, yeah. So those people who have this fake veil of education over them, they were looking around and seeing that person, and I was like it's just a person, it's just a human being. It's You don't have to look at everything you don't understand. And
Yeah.
that is like it's like very strange that people over here stare at everything. So once I was going in the metro and I was traveling with the cut sleeves which I'm wearing right now, okay, and people were looking at me. Everyone, every fucking one was looking at me. So I was under this impression, okay, it might be only that people uh, look or stare at girls or some shit, but then everybody was staring at me.
Yeah, I think it's not about आजकल लोगों को ना हर उस चीज से प्रॉब्लम है जो वो नहीं कर पाते हैं.
Exactly. I'm like, what the fuck? It creeped the fuck out of me, man. Like, what the fuck is wrong with everyone? Everybody was just looking at me, and I was like, dude, I'm ugly. Why the fuck are you staring at me? And everybody was like, and I mean, I think it's like people stare at something they don't understand or
Yeah.
something like that.
It could be that they don't understand. बहुत सारी चीजें जैसे कि जैसे तेरे केस में है, you wearing a cut sleeve, having tattoos, वो दाढ़ी बड़ी सी, ठीक है, and all that. That's just not how men dress or look like generally.
सभ्य
That's
आदमी
not.
नहीं करते ये सब.
हाँ हाँ, मतलब यही कि मतलब अच्छे कपड़े होने चाहिए, फॉर्मल्स पहनो, टी शर्ट पहनो, शर्ट पहनो, दाढ़ी ट्रिम रहनी चाहिए, वो टेररिस्ट जैसे नहीं लगने चाहिए, ठीक है. ऑल दो स्टूपिड आइडियाज पीपल हैव एंड दे फॉलो देम ब्लाइंडली, ठीक है. एंड दे विल थिंक ऑफ यू एज समवन, बहुत बहुत कुछ सोच रहे हो. काफी लोग टैटू है, ये इस देश का ही नहीं है, ये साला कहीं बाहर का है, या n number of thoughts these people have. Stereotypes is the biggest problem this country has right now. I know people stare at me. मतलब कई बार होता है ना कि आपने कुछ certain dress पहना है, you feel like something is showing off. उस दिन समझ आती है कि कुछ क्यों बोल रहे हैं. But there are days when I'm like fully dressed, like completely dressed and everything. still fucking staring at me, man. Just staring at me. And you're just questioning कि कहाँ गड़बड़ है यार, पैर तक ढका हुआ है, तेरे को क्या आग लगती है, अब क्यों घूर रहा है मेरे को, या घूर रही है. And the worst part is, men stare, I can still get angry at them
Yeah,
and
very true,
be
very
okay
true.
with it. ठीक है. But when women stare at you,
Yeah.
it's just that
It's
anger is of
freaky
different
as
level.
fuck. It's the same thing like for me, like if men stare at me, I'm like, what the but this thing you're saying is absolutely right. एक society ने एक वो बना दिया है, एक bracket कि औरतों को ऐसा दिखना चाहिए और आदमियों को ऐसा दिखना चाहिए. So like for example you, who has short hair, kind of that thing. अरे ये लड़की है, इसके छोटे बाल है, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है?
भाई मैं एक जोक सुन सुन के ना परेशान हो गई हूँ, ठीक है. फिर तेरे छोटे बालों तो आदमी जैसी दिखती है. मैं उनको ये बोलती हूँ कि आदमी अच्छे नहीं दिखते, इसलिए आई एम टेलिंग यू हाउ टू लुक बेटर.
You should just tell them fuck off, man.
Yeah, and no, they legit find it funny. Ha 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 करने लगते हैं. You're like, okay, that's funny for you. Okay, let's just laugh. Like, I mean, people are so stupid that I'm tired of that. I laugh at them now because एक एक ही जोक तुम कितनी बार सुनोगे, यार तेरा तेरा हेयर कट तो आदमी जैसा है. तो बोला ओके फाइन, laugh it off.
Stupidity है ये सब, shallow behavior.
Yeah, and then this whole idea with the tomboyish है. अरे भाई बाल ही तो कटवाए हैं, and I'm just a different kind of spirit than other women or girls are. That does not mean that I'm a man or I'm a tomboy. We're all feminine and masculine together. Like it's not like you're just feminine. एक इंसान में दोनों कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स इक्वली होते हैं. यू कांट जस्ट से कि मतलब औरतें फेमिनिन ही हो सकते हैं. दे कैन बी मैस्कुलिन, दैट डज नॉट मीन दे आर मैन और एनीथिंग. ठीक है. एंड मेरे को तो लगता है आई शुड जस्ट पीपल at least not about people, but personally I think if someone calls me a man, I'm okay with it these days because for me gender is stupid anyway. ठीक है. तो मेरे लिए वो चीज अब मेरे को बॉदर नहीं करता जितना पहले करता था. और कहीं ना कहीं there were moments when I was in 9th or 10th I had short hairs forever. ठीक है. तो उस समय मेरे को लड़का लड़का बोलते थे. I would put a lot of efforts in keeping my skirt a certain way, girlish and all. But after a point I thought, okay, that's not working out for me. It's just that settling. ठीक है. एंड पता नहीं सबको हिट नहीं करता, मुझे हिट किया कि मैं स्कर्ट कैसे भी पहनूं, मैं लड़की हूँ. इवन इफ आई वेयर अ पैंट डज नॉट मैटर. आई एम अ गर्ल, आई एम अ वुमन, फक यू. एंड द मोमेंट यू स्टार्ट थिंकिंग लाइक दैट, द मोमेंट यू स्टार्ट बीइंग योरसेल्फ, चीजें आसान हो जाती है. बट वही बात है यार कि सबके लिए इतना आसान नहीं होता ये चीज. एंड पीपल नीड टू रिकॉग्नाइज इट.
मुझे लगता है ना, मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा ना the way I look or the way you look, people find us intimidating.
I hope so. That's a good
I
thing.
mean,
Great.
see, for it's a very strong personality that we display. कि इतनी बड़ी दाढ़ी है, somebody who's built, somebody who has tattoos, and even if there are no tattoos, somebody who's just itni badi daadi and all of that bullshit which comes along with it. So people find that kind of intimidating. Even with you, like short hair and just clothes which are not which are just so, like, for me they're so cool, man. Like, but they're really cool because it's part of your personality, and it's like you're happy when you wear them. So for me it's like, but then it's all subjective. Somebody might be seeing you and be saying, अरे देखो क्या पहन रखा है, लड़का बनने की कोशिश कर रही है, that's stupid jokes and all of that. But वही है कि यार, it takes one to know one kind of that shit. But I don't know यार, but it goes way beyond how you look, man. Just you need to have a conversation if you want to know someone. But then, like, लेकिन कुछ थोड़े से assumptions जैसे the way you look, that बहुत बार जैसे हुआ है कि like I make a assumption that a person is has a very strong personality by the way they look, and it ended up being completely the opposite. So वही वाली बात है यार.
यार वो देखो यार, स्टीरियोटाइप्स के साथ तो ऐसा नहीं है स्टीरियोटाइप्स रातों रात टूट जाएंगे. एक टूटेगा तो नया बनेगा. ठीक है. 100 लोग 100 बातें, saw stereotypes. It's always going to be there, but just try to make the world better for everyone, not just for yourself. That's the point.
Hmm.
Stop being an asshole, and loving someone just means accepting the other the way they are
Hmm.
and having good conversations and everything. Material things will not go take you far unless like they're with you for the rest of your life. Okay, it'll work out eventually. Okay, regarding but that also won't work out, man. You're a human being. You have emotions. Okay, you you like you have the capacity to experience even small body sensations and everything. How can you ignore it for the rest of your life? You just can't. You can't. So find yourself a person who understands you, and it takes time. It just takes time. It might take a lifetime to find love, I guess. I don't want that though.
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
just like before we end this or something, just saying that uh, whether you are in a relationship with a girl, with a boy, uh, with your parents, with your friends, with anyone, professional relationships or whatever, just give you 100%. Don't half-ass relationships. Don't be under this perception that okay, if I half-ass these things, my relationship will be good. No, relationships are constant work. You have to give your 100%, and the other person has to also give their 100%. You just need to find somebody who is willing to give that 100%, and shit will be fine, man. Makes sense.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And also, never forget that you are two different individuals, and one always has the need and drive to grow. That'll always be there, even when you're 50 or 60. हर हमेशा क्योंकि your goals will change, your idea of living would change. Try to accommodate that every day, every time. Don't just say that you promised me this. चीजें हर रोज बदल रही है, and just accommodate if you love that person, and if you don't want to, just leave. You don't have to become Majnu or Ashik for anyone. Just yeah, man. Seriously, this this has to stop. This has to stop at some point because it's excruciatingly painful. Very painful process. So yeah. Anyways, that's the podcast for today. I don't know
That's the
हमने कहाँ
podcast.
कहाँ jump किया.
Oh, we just did 1 hour and 20 something minutes, so that is nice.
Oh shit!
Shit.
I'm really sorry, people. And if you managed to come till the end, thank you so
Yeah, thank
much.
you for listening to two people who are just bullshitting and thinking
Blabbering.
about yeah, just bullshitting about life in general. Yeah, and
Yeah.
we obviously don't know shit. So if somebody has some opinions, we might be we are willing to learn new perspectives about stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. We won't change anything about the podcast. एक दो घंटे का होगा ही होगा, ठीक है? Because this is our self-transformative
Yeah,
work
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything. So we're
yeah.
not going to make it anything fancy or something.
Huh.
So don't complain unnecessarily. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.